Starring the mad prophet of the airways,
George Ruddy died today. Edward George Ruddy was the chairman of the board of the Union Broadcasting Systems, and he died at 11 o'clock this morning of a heart condition, and woe is us. We're in a lot of trouble.
The overwhelming dominance of corporate power. It radiates and adversely affects how we use our tax dollars, how we spend our tax dollars, the tax system, whether people are going to get full health insurance, whether they're going to get a living wage, whether the environment is going to be cleaned up, whether we're going to let peace considerations control or the military-industrial complex, whether we're going to bail out these corporations who are corrupt on Wall Street. The corporatization of our life, the commercialization of our life, subverting civic values and corrupting the electoral, political, and governmental system is the overriding issue. And it was like, nobody talked about it. Corporate crime wave, corporate welfare, corporate determination of our environmental future, our genetic future, our educational future. It was a massive exercise in the language of avoidance, which spells political cowardliness.
So, a rich little man with white hair died. What has that got to do with the price of rice, right? And why is that woe to us? Because you people and 62 million other Americans are listening to me right now. Because less than 3% of you people read books. Because less than 15% of you read newspapers. Because the only truth you know is what you get over this tube. Right now, there is an entire generation that never knew anything that didn't come out of this tube. This tube is the gospel. The ultimate revelation. This tube can make or break presidents, popes, prime ministers. This tube is the most awesome goddamn force in the whole godless world. And woe is us if it ever falls into the hands of the wrong people. And that's why woe is us that Edward George Ruddy died. Because this company is now in the hands of CCA, the Communication Corporation of America. There's a new chairman of the board, a man called Frank Hackett, sitting in Mr. Ruddy's office on the 20th floor. And when the 12th largest company in the world controls the most awesome goddamn propaganda force in the whole godless world, who knows what shit will be peddled for truth on this network? So you listen to me. Listen to me. Television is not the truth. Television is a goddamn amusement park. Television is a circus, a carnival, a traveling troupe of acrobats, storytellers, dancers, singers, jugglers, sideshow freaks, lion tamers, and football players. We're in the boredom-killing business. So if you want the truth, go to God. Go to your gurus. Go to yourselves, because that's the only place you're ever going to find any real truth. But man, you're never going to get any truth from us. We'll tell you anything you want to hear. We lie like hell. We'll tell you that Kojak always gets the killer and that nobody ever gets cancer in Archie Bunker's house. And no matter how much trouble the hero is in, don't worry, just look at your watch. At the end of the hour, he's going to win. We'll tell you any shit you want to hear. We deal in illusions, man. None of it is true. But you people sit there day after day, night after night, all ages, colors, creeds. We're all you know. You're beginning to believe the illusions we're spinning here. You're beginning to think that the tube is reality and that your own lives are unreal. You do whatever the tube tells you. You dress like the tube. You eat like the tube. You raise your children like the tube. You even think like the tube. This is mass madness, you maniacs. In God's name, you people are the real thing. We are the illusion. So turn off your television sets. Turn them off now. Turn them off right now. Turn them off and leave them off. Turn them off right in the middle of the...
This is supposed to be your Congress. A few days ago, George W. Bush got what he wanted, a $700 billion blank check for the crooks, swindlers, and speculators on Wall Street who misused trillions of dollars that belong to worker pensions, mutual funds, and other small investors. 1,500 or so corporations get their way with a majority of those 535 men and women in the Senate and the House. Keep in mind, 535 men and women who put their shoes on every day like you and I do. These corporations have a lot of power and money, but they don't have a single vote. We're the ones who have the vote. Now let's not exaggerate what it takes for us to make this a people's Congress instead of a Congress in the pockets of big business. It's got to be you and the way you vote. The Nader-Gonzalez presidential campaign is designed to put the people back in charge, to help raise their confidence level that no longer will they allow a Congress to shut you out and sell you out by blank check $700 billion for the crooks on Wall Street. So it's about time, isn't it, for you to vote for someone who fights for you, like the Nader-Gonzalez record over 40 years, instead of voting for someone who's going to fight against you on behalf of their corporate paymasters like John McCain and Barack Obama. Let's be clear here. You don't want to vote for the least worst. You want to vote for the best. You want to have high expectation levels. You want to vote for the candidacy that year after year has fought for your health, safety, and economic well-being. Year after year, we have had the backbone that the politicians in Washington lack. And that's what we want to bring with you and your votes on November 4th. Remember that word, people? We should have a government of the people, by the people, for the people. Thank you.
Turn them off!
This is a theater of the absurd, my friends. This is the theater of the absurd. You can't